Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please give a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just get out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, make sure you take a shoe thought before you come in the house. And of course, we got the defensive video already out. If you haven't seen that, I'll put that somewhere so you can watch it. But now we have the offensive side. Now, these are my favorite sets / actions of this game. And something that was really prevalent early on in this game was, of course, we hit a lot of threes. We were 20 for 40 from the three-point line, was just 50%. And it was just so good to see shots that the Celtics usually hit finally go in. But something that was really prevalent early was the amount of pace that the Celtics were playing with. As you can see, Conley Towns just hit a three, and we are up the court in 2 seconds. The Knicks, Tom Thibodeau, I don't know why he did this. The switching defense was doing its job, right? The Celtics were, again, like missing a lot of open shots. But the switching defense did make it harder, and it did slow us down a tad bit. And in the third quarter of game 2, Tom Thibodeau came out of the half in drop coverage. And it's just not a smart recipe if he wants to win. If he doesn't want to win, I'm cool with that. Like, stay and drop. Like, I'm cool with the Celtics getting 4 straight. Like, I don't mind that at all. But it's just not smart. So here the Celtics, they get the ball up really quick. They're going against an unset drop in Knicks defense. And right here, we got a high ball screen action. Al Horford's going to set the high ball screen for Jaylen Brown. He's going to get a walk-in pull-up three off the drop coverage. All right, so the Celtics go to their 77 action. 77 action is just 2 on-ball screens. It's usually used for transition or semi-transition, but a lot of NBA teams just use it in the half court because it works. So when the Knicks were switching in the first two games, it took advantage of the hedges by Jalen Brunson. It took advantage of the hedges by other people trying to protect Jalen Brunson and to not have him switch. And it also created some drop-like space for our shooters, and we got some good looks from 3. So here, of course, we got the one screen here by Al Horford, and we're going to have another screen here by Jrue Holiday. Now, Tatum does the right thing, right? In the last game, I made a video of him like not picking his spots well, right? He didn't see the court well. He wasn't as aware as he usually is. But watch Conley Towns after this first screen. He's already pointing for Jalen Brunson to get over, right? So for him to get high and probably hedge, because of course they're not trying to switch. So what that means to Tatum is Conley Towns is not trying to guard this. Conley Towns is pointing to this side, pointing to Jalen Brunson, and Tatum finds it, he sees it, and walks up for a pull-up 3. All right, so here the Celtics go to the angle pick and roll high ball screen setup. If you've seen any of my videos, you know I love this setup. We got Jaylen Brown as a screener here trying to take advantage of Mikal Bridges and get him into the post. And the reason why I love this setup is because if this does not amount to anything, if this angle pick and roll does not amount to anything, the Celtics have something set up right up top so they don't have to waste any time. They're not just trying to freelance something after this isn't working. So if this does not work, they can just get into a regular high ball screen right here with Al Horford. He sets the screen for Jason Tatum. Or they can get into the very agile screen where Al Horford comes up to this side of OG Anunoby. Then he sets to change the angle screen right there. So Conley Towns has to come over and guard Jason Tatum while he's going downhill. The third option of this is they can go to some blind pick action. So let's say OG Anunoby, who's a really good defender. If he's denied Jason Tatum and he's all the way up here, this pass can go to Al Horford and Jason Tatum can go grab this handoff under the denied defender. So there's just so many things that they can do with this action, but they don't need all that because Jaylen Brown gets the switch on Mikal Bridges and the pass goes up to Tatum, and this is good because of the release angle of the screen. Jaylen Brown opens up to the inside, and Tatum has a clear pass angle for Jaylen Brown. He goes up and gets it like a receiver, and he scores. And there was a lot of miscommunication from the Knicks defense on the hedges. They didn't know if they were trying to play drop. They didn't know if they were switching. Like, a lot of guys did not know what they were doing, and you could see the frustration on a lot of the Knicks defenders' faces as the game wore on. And I think there's a clip of that. I think there's an OG and Cat clip of that. But here the Celtics go back to their 77 action, that double ball screen look. So Porzingis is going to set this first screen. Tatum's going to set the second screen. And what OG Anunoby is going to do, because he's checking Jason Tatum, he's going to hedge on Peyton Pritchard so he's not switching. He's going to hedge, force Peyton Pritchard to go out just a half a second away from the basket, try to knock him off his route so Jalen Brunson can get back to Peyton Pritchard so he can then get back to Jason Tatum. That's what the hedge is for. But Jalen Brunson ends up just trying to point to Mitchell Robinson saying, you go over there because he's so far away. And this is the miscommunication, right? He's hedging. Jalen Brunson thinks he's too far away to get back after the hedge. Mitchell Robinson, I guess, is doing his job, but the Knicks all discombobulated. Pritchard gets a 3. All right, so these are the threes that you love to see. The inside out created threes. I'm not sure why Porzingis is posting up right next to Jaylen Brown, but he has Jalen Brunson on him. Derek White makes the right decision. And again, the inside out threes where the Celtics force guys to help in the post against mismatches. They drive and kick. They force overreactions. This is Celtics basketball. So they send two to Jaylen Brown. A nice pass to Kristaps Porzingis. Nice pass by him in the corner to Payne Pritchard for the three. All right, so this was some of the miscommunication I was talking about. There's like Al Horford just stands there, and OG Anunoby looks like he's expecting Carl to switch, but Karl-Anthony Towns is just steady dropping back. Tatum sees the opening and he makes a three. All right, so here we're gonna see a perfect example of the Varejao screen. So we're gonna have Al Horford. He's gonna run up to this side of OG Anunoby, then he's gonna change the angle of this pick and roll right here. So Karl-Anthony Towns is gonna think that this action is happening on this side, and you're gonna see how that's gonna affect him. So Al Horford runs over to that side. You see Karl-Anthony Towns is already trying to set up in this drop on the right side of OG Anunoby, but Al Horford, he sets the screen on the left side. So now Karl-Anthony Towns has to come over and then guard Jason Tatum. So what that does, Jason Tatum comes over, and the pull-up three, the pocket for the pull-up three is open. And this is the impact of his pull-up three. And this is another part of what the Varejao screen does, is when this guy is on the wrong side, he has to sprint over, and now he feels like he's lagging behind. So if Tatum act like he's going to shoot the ball, this guy's going to react. Just so happened that OG Anunoby reacted too. Tatum, good pass to Al on the pop, and he hits a three. And we got another one of those inside out created threes. The Celtics just really took advantage of Jalen Brunson. They pushed the ball up the floor and they found the mismatch, and they found him all game. But that is just a phenomenal pass by Jrue Holiday. Tatum does a nice job recognizing the mismatch, and Jrue Holiday does a nice job with the tip pass, seeing that Mikal Bridges coming over. They're already sending two while the ball's in the air, and the timing is really important on that since the help is already coming. And Derek White knocks it down. All right, so the Celtics go to their pin down action. They usually go to elbow pin right here, where Jason Tatum has the ball right here, and he's initiating this action, and he get the pass off from this spot, but he's on the wing this time. But that still does not change the pin down action. So Jrue Holiday is going to set this screen right here, but we got some cuts involved in this. So we got Jrue Holiday. He doesn't really set a great screen, but as Jaylen Brown comes up, he's going to cut right behind Josh Hart, forcing Jalen Brunson to come over for just half a second. That's all the space that Jrue Holiday needs, and he knocks it down. So here we got the Celtics pushing the ball up. They get the ball up past half court with 21 seconds left. Jrue Holiday is going to set this angle pick and roll drag screen. Drag is usually used in semi-transition or transition. It's a screen by a trailer. Jrue Holiday obviously was not trailing this play, but we got a good screen right here. And look how quick Jrue Holiday gets out of the screen. And this is important because, of course, Jalen Brunson is going to come out. He's going to act like he's going to hedge. But right there, Jaylen Brown just does a patient cross. Josh Hart stays up. And because Jrue got out of that screen so quickly, Jalen Brunson is now lagging behind. And it's too late for the Knicks defense. They are now in rotation. The Celtics get the ball into the paint. Out to the three. Derek White knocks it down. All right, so the Celtics are going to go to some flex action. You got Payne Pritchard setting a flex screen. A flex screen is just this right here. So it's usually for somebody in the corner or the short corner. We got Porzingis here at the box. This could be a cross screen though, but the flex action is usually with a player that's right here in the short corner or in the corner, so he's deeper across the baseline than that right here on the block. But is this screen set right here, and this player has an option to go across the paint. This is the real flex screen where a player's here and they go across the paint, but they also have the opportunity to go under if they think they can get the mismatch for the screener's defender easier that way. And then that's the first part of it. And then the second part is a pin down screen, is a screen right there for the guy who just screened for the big man. He's going to come out and receive a pin down screen, hopefully to get a wide open three. On this play, the Celtics don't get an open three. Well, they do eventually, but this causes a switch right here. It causes a switch as Jalen Brunson as the low man. They're going to scram switch that. But Payne Pritchard up top with Mitchell Robinson takes advantage like he did all in this game. And here the Celtics go back to the 77 action. The Knicks are just so dead at this point. Jalen Brunson actually switches, but it's a lazy one. Mikal Bridges just trailing because, of course, the game plan is to not have him switch onto the Jays, but he just switched anyway, which leaves Jrue Holiday wide open for about a breakthrough. But that is a video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just shoot out there a little bit more. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Nick. Peace.